Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Robyn. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're all having a good week. I'm back again doing the animation reviews. Duh, you should know that by now. But if this is your first time, that's what I'm doing. I give feedback on reels and portfolios that Rookies members have submitted. So the one that I'm going to be giving feedback on today belongs to Alicia Steinberger, who is a rookie on the Rookie site. So let me head over to her showreel so we can watch it through once, and then we will go through it a little more slowly. Oh, by the way, if you guys have any questions or anything, then please feel free to leave them in the comment box. I will try to remember to check it periodically throughout so I can answer any questions that you might have. So let me play this through for you. Oh gosh, it's struggling a little.
Just go away.
So there it is for you. I mean, as you can see, it's a killer reel. It's so good. So this will probably be a short-ish session because it's really just so good. So let's just go through it a little more slowly, shot by shot. I'm sorry if there's like glitching and pausing. I saw it froze for a little bit there. My connection is not doing so well tonight. So let me just go through it. This shot is really, really good. I love the tiger. I love the butterfly and the way they interact together. It's done really well. Let me just mute this. There's great timing. The weight and the power behind the tiger's movements, it really comes across really well. You get that, that powerful feeling of the tiger and its muscles, and the weight of the creature comes across really well. And that little playful element as it's trying to catch the butterfly, it's really cute. That little detail there of the tongue licking, that's really great too. And, like that part where he's in the water and he sort of flicks his foot. Let me try scrub through here. It's just giving me some difficulty. There, that back foot flick, love it. The tail is also done really well. I mean, a lot of people struggle with tails. It's really difficult, to deal with the body mechanics as well as the tail looking realistic and smooth. So it's really, really done well. The camera work is great as well. If I'm gonna just go through it, and it's a great shot. It doesn't really need any critiquing. But if I'm gonna give you some feedback on it, I would say that, sorry, I'm trying to scrub through here. That very first step there stood out to me a little bit. It's very sudden. And the way the arm just totally straightens like that, it's got a little bit of a snap to it, and it just lands very solidly, very quickly. It could just be a little bit smoother, the sudden way it shoots out and extends and plants so solidly. If you look at the very next step, you see there as the weight goes down on the foot, there's that little bit of give in the ankle, and then it rights itself. That's not there in that first step. It literally just plants, and that is it. There's none of that sort of like follow through action or that little bit of give in the ankle that's so good there in that next step. So I would tweak that a little bit there. It is right at the beginning, so it does kind of stand out to you, that very first sudden step. The detail on the ears is also really good. I love it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. It's just that first step kind of stood out to me a little bit. But otherwise, it's all really smooth. It's really well done. There's a lot of detail and thought put into it. It's really good. Okay, let's go to the next shot. This little panda dude is super cute. You really get his desperation here in his facial expressions, that weight of him trying to pull himself up. You know, he's in a bit of a dire situation. He's got a little surprised look as he starts sliding down. Shame, I feel sorry for him. He's cute. Again, it's got a really nice camera move. The expressions are good. The timing is good. One thing I would say is the little shakes, they're a really good detail, but that sort of thing works when it's very subtle, you know. It's sort of like with breathing. If you're putting breathing on a character, you don't want people to consciously see and think, oh, that character's breathing. You want it to be a subconscious thing that like they don't actually realize, but it just adds that extra layer of that convincing realism to the character. So I would tone the shakes down a little bit. It's a great detail. I wouldn't take it out at all, but I would tone it down a little. And I would actually take it out completely on the fingers. You see there on the fingers, because it just doesn't really work. I've never seen fingers shake from muscle strain myself. You know, it's always, if you're planking or something, it's always your arms or your stomach muscles, or, you know, the muscles that are basically fighting against gravity, trying to push them down, and they're kind of trying to hold themselves up. And here the fingers are going to have all this pressure on them. They're not really going to have any give or take to be shaking, really. But it's great in the arms, especially like there where he's pulling himself up. Or just watch the fingertips here. I only just noticed now, but you know, when they're right on the edge, they're going to be trying to hold on with everything, even his claws, and they're kind of bent up at the moment. So it doesn't really give you that feeling of all that weight hanging off them. But that's it. It's another really good shot. I love this. It's very cute. The characters have so much character. I guess I should rather say they have a lot of personality. It really comes across in them. I would say, actually, the movement is good. The animation is great. It says here that you did 2D layout. So, you know, if you did that, I would lose this guy in the foreground, to be honest. He's kind of an intimidating presence, a little bit of a creepy thing. I mean, he's sitting here, you know, in the shadow. He's quite prominent in the foreground. And when I look at the shot, I feel like this is like a foreshadowing or something, like he's something significant. I mean, I don't know the context, obviously, but it's just, you know, the layout of the composition and how prominent he is. It doesn't really fit in that well. Also, just the style that it's done in, it just doesn't fit in with the scene too well. And it feels like, you know, it just feels like he's there for a reason. Yeah, like you're not really sure why he's there, and it just feels like you should be noticing it. When I I feel like you actually shouldn't. I mean, it seems like he's just part of the detail there. So what I would do is just rather have some other little innocuous ornaments, like this jar of, I don't know what it is there, but that's good. It works. It works in the scene really well. But this guy in the front, he takes up too much attention. Just the way he's sitting there, how big he is in the scene and in the composition related to everything else in there. I would just take him out. But otherwise, the animation is really, really good. If you're just looking at the characters and the animation, it's great. I wouldn't really have anything to say there. This is also a really good shot. The timing is great. The weight, follow through on everything. You really get like the feeling of his character, his personality. It's nice and playful. Again, the camera move is good. It's an interesting shot, and yeah, I really like it. Nothing that stands out to me here that I would change really. Another 2D shot. Hang on, let's stop here and go back. There. I'm very curious about why she's like dripping wet. Is she? Yeah, she is. I'm curious about that. I'd love to know why. It's a really good shot. I mean, that shows how good it is because I'm wondering like what the story is. What is she saying? Let me turn on the volume.
Just go away.
Just go away. Her voice sounds really sad when she says just go away, and I feel like maybe her actions are a little more aggressive than what her voice sounds like. But you do see that little bit of sadness or as she's walking away. It's really well done. And I love that little detail at the end of the paper flicking up there. Little flick of the fringe here as well. Very nice. Sure, that's a very good shot. The camera is amazing. The choreography of the fight is so good. The movement, timing is great. I really love it when he sort of like scurries up his body and he's like slapping at him, trying to catch him. That part here where he's like blat, 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 and he just can't get him. It's all really great, man. Very well done. I'm just wondering about that lamp thing because he has it and then it disappears and then he brings it out again. And I'm sure, you know, if you've watched the whole, I guess this is a short film maybe or something. If you've watched the whole thing, I'm sure you have the context of that weapon that he has. Where is it coming from? Does he grab it out of that little shell thing? Is it just a magic thing he summons? I'm not really sure, but there's parts like here. I don't know. He's got it, swings it around, and then it kind of just disappears. And I'm not sure what happens to it. So that's just something I'm wondering about there. At first I thought, before I'd gone through it already, I thought he'd like thrown it off the screen at some stage, but then I realized he had it again later. There, yeah, you see, it's like he's like summoning it in his hand or something. You can see it shooting out there. I think that's the problem, is when it first disappears, when it disappears here, I think that scaling down action, or that thing shutting down, should just be a few more frames, just so it doesn't look like it just disappears straight away there. And then there was something else I noticed with these hands coming down of the monster, that one, this hand here. It's pretty prominent, like in your view. It's right there, and it lacks that weight. I think there's a bit of a, is there a camera shake as it comes down? No. So maybe if there was a bit of a camera shake there, and, you know, just some secondary action on the fingers as it comes down, so it's not just coming down flat like that. There should be a bit of follow through on the wrist there and on the fingers. Not everything should just slap down at once there. It's sort of splayed out, but then it's just boof on the ground. And also they're not flat. I mean, it could do with some ambient occlusion here, to be honest, to show that it's actually on the ground. But if you did lay out an animation, then it's not applicable, but that would just help it feel a little more on the ground there. And there's just, if the hand was just flatter, because at the moment it's kind of just hovering over the ground. It doesn't look like it's flat on the ground. So I feel like this guy's not really committed to squashing this little dude. I'm kidding, obviously he is, but just, you know, that hand especially, it should be flat against the ground. It should just have a little more to it as it slaps down like that. Otherwise, everything's amazing. Very well done. I really love it. So well done. Well done. You should really be proud of yourself. It's a flippin' good showreel. Thanks for submitting it, Alicia. Oh, I hope I haven't frozen, because on Twitch it looks like I've frozen, but who knows? I can't tell. I have terrible internet at the moment. But thank you for submitting your reel. I don't think I'm going to be doing one next week. I'm actually moving house, so I don't think I'll have my new internet set up yet. But the following week I should be doing another one. And you guys can use the form that was sent out before. Maybe we'll send out another one, because I'm kind of running out of people to review, actually. But I will see you in a couple weeks. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, if they come through in time. I'll give it like a minute. But it's awkward sitting here, just waiting to see if there's any questions. It looks like my Twitch is frozen, because I actually don't know what's going on here. But thank you for watching. I hope you all have a good week, and peace.